Here's an interesting one from Forbidden History, Chapter 28, written 2017, 2018 ish. It's all about education. It all hinges on education. Education is where you shape and mold the future. Even the education invasion echoes this in its final chapters. The founder's conception of public education was one that instilled civic virtues and habits of self-government, such as respecting the liberties of others. End quote. That was not flashy enough for education reformers of the late 19th century, most notably John Dewey, the father of modern education, by the way, applying Darwin's scientific theories to child psychology. Dewey said it is not possible to know truth since our minds and bodies are constantly evolving. Very progressive. Instead, we learn to adapt to our changing environment. He also believes that social engineers could advance human evolution and improve the world by manipulating children's behavior. Dewey's philosophy has driven the case for curricular change since the beginning of the 20th century. As Diane Ravitch detailed in Left Back, A Century of Failed School Reform, a history of U.S. education policy throughout the past century, quote, progressives claim that the school, listen to this is important, this is coming up for our clip. Progressives claim that the school was the primary means of social reform and the teacher was, quote, the prophet of the true God and the usherers in of the true kingdom of God, end quote. For Dewey, schools needed to change as society evolved. Society is changing, as the argument goes, and the schools must change too. The family and the community have become weaker by their doing. They did that. And the schools must now do what the family and community used to do. The best way of addressing the social economic problems of society is to change the curriculum. How do they do that? Well, let's back up. Progressives claim that the school was the primary means of social reform, and the teacher was the prophet of the true God and the usherer in of the true kingdom of God. Now check this out. This is from Fuller House, circa 2020.
Mr. Feinberg.
My tuna fish sandwich.
Oh, you're not really going to eat that, are you?
No, that would be disgusting.
Excuse me, I'm here to talk to you about my son.
Can I just wait in the car?
No. Jackson's grade did not reflect the work that he put in. He is smart and capable, and he already has his sights set on Harvard. Harvard. Look, Jackson was ready for that test, and I know because I quizzed him, and yet he failed. So, if it wasn't his fault and it wasn't my fault, then whose fault could it be?
Jackson's test score was not my fault.
Then how do you explain it?
I was confused too, so I regraded it by hand. It turns out he started on line number 2 instead of line number 1.
You knucklehead.
Which means he actually got a 94.
You genius.
I'm so happy for Jackson I could smile.
Listen.
Oh, go ahead.
He is.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so sorry that I just, you teachers are underpaid and you're doing God's work and you're a good man, Mr. Feinberg. I'm so sorry that I just, you know, you teachers are underpaid and you're doing God's work.